clear that this guy was a phony in every sense of the word. And, it just shows how easy it is for people to be fooled by these puppets. And that's all they are. They're just puppets. And, from what I've seen, it's actually a very rare thing to have a president or prime minister who isn't in the pockets of the elite. And even Margaret Thatcher, she even admitted that there's a shadow government in place, and she even praised it, saying that the official government is just too slow at getting things done, and they got to go through all the bureaucracy and red tape, and the only way they can fast track things through is through the shadow government. So they're even telling us, they're not even hiding it. So from what I know about Obama, there's nothing to indicate to me that he's any different from the likes of Clinton or Bush or Blair or any of the other puppets.
Well, I mean, out of the gates, he is taking everything Bush did and putting it on steroids, but and by the way, listeners, we haven't talked about the shoe incident because it's a diversion and a distraction. And while it's funny to watch that weasel dodge those shoes, it doesn't matter. We have trillions that are being stolen a week. We're imploding. We're going into martial law. They're shutting down the web in front of us. Let me read for the listeners out there and then get your response to this, John Watkins, because now, again, this is Internet 2, but when you read the Internet 2 documents, they come right out and say it. This is Wall Street Journal introducing this to the public. Google wants its own fast track on the web. It says one major cable operator in talks with Google says it has been reluctant so far to strike a deal to have preferential treatment with Google. Of concern, it might violate Federal Communications Commission guidelines on network neutrality. But then it goes on to say the government, though, is saying go ahead because, you see, Google is the special little puppy. It's allowed to do what none of the other big companies are allowed to do because they are there. It's really a government front. Continuing, if we did this, Washington would be on fire, says one executive at the cable company who is familiar with the talks, referring to a likely reaction of regulators and lawmakers. But see, Obama's behind doing it. Separately, Microsoft Corp and Yahoo Inc. have withdrawn quietly from a coalition formed 2 years ago to protect network neutrality. They only did that to co-opt the people that were involved in the movement, I would add. Each company has forged relationships with phone and cable companies. In addition, prominent Internet scholars, some of whom have advised President-elect Barack Obama on technology issues, have softened their views on the subject. The consensus issue has wide ramifications for the Internet as a platform for new businesses. If companies like Google succeed in negotiating preferential treatment, the Internet could become a place where wealthy companies get faster and easier access to the web than less affluent ones. Folks, they're just if Internet 2 says they're shutting all of us down. It doesn't say it like that. It says they're shutting us down. But see, introducing this to the public, it's, they go to the head of the line. According to advocate, sure, go ahead, and then I'm going to finish the article.
Well, they are seriously restricting our free speech, and Google is obviously in the pockets of the establishment. There's no doubt about that, because we know that they're sharing information about our searches, about what we search for using Google.
Google goes into China and runs the IT censorship for them. So does Yahoo. So to say that they don't know how to do this is they're already doing it. Absolutely, they're turning up the ambient background. Let me finish this, and I'm going to get your take on it. For computer users, it could mean that websites by companies not able to strike a fast lane deal, see, they're being deceptive. It's a whole new Internet that we ain't on. But see, for computer users, it could mean that websites by companies not able to strike fast lane deals will respond more slowly than those by companies able to pay. In the worst-case scenario, the Internet could become a medium where large companies such as Comcast Corp and cable television would control both distribution and content. Well, they've already announced they're doing that, and much of what users can access, according to neutrality advocates. They've already tried it in Canada and Texas. And then it goes on to say the shifting position concerns some purists, like we're purists because we want a web. What we're talking about is selling you the right to skip ahead of the line, says Ben Scott, policy director of Free Press, a Washington-based advocacy group. It would mean the first part of the business plan would be a deal with AT&T to get their super tier. This is anathema to a culture of innovation. Don't even the, quote, advocates get it? Don't they go read Internet 2 and government reports from 6 years ago, Nuffrespect? I mean, don't they understand that they said they're going to what did I tell you 6 years ago, folks? What did the articles Paul wrote 5 years ago, 4 years ago say? They're going to shut down and not upgrade the old web, let it die, and then force you on Internet 2 where you have no rights and have like 2,000 choices. Do you instead of 1 billion? This is it. It's happening. Go ahead.
Well, this is it, and they try and present these things as if they're doing us a favor, as if they're making the web better for us. And it's exactly the same as what YouTube's doing now, saying that they want to make it a better place for their users, but they've made it a lot worse in so many different ways. And they're offering free broadband and all these other kind of deals to get people interested in it. And this is how they're trying to sell these things to us. And
exactly, they're taking our tax money and giving us quote free bandwidth that already in England. INFOWARS.com, PrisonPlanet.com are banned in most of the government wireless systems.
Well, this is it, and also lots of libraries throughout the UK, lots of different places in the UK where you can't access certain sites anymore. So they're obviously actively censoring lots of different.
Well, what does that tell listeners? You want to spread the word about Nuffrespect YouTube channel, John Watkins, because they're censoring it. You want to spread the word about InfoWars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. You want to fight back against their attempt to shut us off to the rest of the population. Verbally tell people about the site. Verbally tell them about links to the films. Don't tell your email list. Put out flyers on hundreds of cars. Spray paint it on the side of your house, or don't do it on a government building. We don't want to fight back like the Founding Fathers, so don't do anything illegal. Just get the word out and get aggressive and now explain to people, John Watkins, explain to people what we're doing coming up this Friday.
Well, what we're going to do is basically boycott YouTube this Friday for at least one day. I'm going to boycott it for at least a week. Some people are just going to boycott it for the weekend, but I'm going to do it for the whole week. Just don't use don't use YouTube at all for at least one day. Don't log in. Don't watch any YouTube videos, even if they're embedded on another site. Just don't use YouTube at all for at least that one day. And there's so many other things we could be doing over this Christmas period anyway. So I can't see it being much of a problem for people just to boycott YouTube just for one day. So if we can get involved in that, I encourage everybody who's a YouTube user to get involved and to upload videos to inform other people about what we're doing and to raise awareness about this issue, to raise awareness about all these changes that Google have made to YouTube, and what they're doing, all these changes that they're doing to YouTube seem to be geared around restricting our ability to network with other users and to share information with large groups of people. For example, they've now removed the bulletin system from our channels. Before, just a few months ago, you could fire out a bulletin to all your friends. So if you had 5,000 friends, you could just send one message and it will go out to all of them in one go. Now you can't do that. They've also stopped people from sending videos to more than one friend at a time, and that's just ridiculous, because before you could send a video to every single one of your friends, even if you had 5,000 friends. Now you've got to do it one at a time, which becomes impossible if you've got, even if you've got 100 friends. It's impossible to do it one at a time. So obviously they don't want us networking. They don't want us forming large groups of people where we can share information with large groups of people. So this is not making YouTube any better, and yet they're putting it out to us. They're selling it to us as if it is making YouTube better, when clearly it's not.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to come right back and continue our discussion along these lines. And folks, I'm angry today. I mean, I'm not enjoying doing this radio show. This isn't fun. We have criminal, dirtbag scum destroying the Internet, shutting it down all around us, stealing it, robbing it right in front of us, while they gang rape us in the economy as well.